$1,000 for the certificate. And what it's going to do is it's going to generate X amount of dollars per week. When you see the presentation today, you'll understand how that works. You're getting X amount of dollars per week, or 4.15% per week. It's actually $41.50. Now here's the thing, the computer's gonna round up, so it did it to $42. Now that's gonna take place for 18 months. Think about that, family. There are 78 weeks in 18 months. What you're doing is you're basically receiving $41.50 times 78. That's going to be $3,237. Now that's just one way that you get paid. But then you also have this portfolio bonus that kicks in, where they're going to pay you on average 6% per month. And what we humbly suggest that you do is that you take that money and you allow it to compound. If you allow that $128 to compound over the course of the 18 months, family, you're going to walk away with $10,000. Now, if you add 10,000 and 13,000, when I went to school, that's 10,000 and 3,000. That's $13,000. And what Mr. Delco talked about is all you're going to do is take that money, and what we humbly suggest is that you take that money and you simply upgrade to the Apollo certificate. Now, the Apollo certificate total out of pocket is $10,000. If you think about it, you made $13,000. You can play with a couple thousand, but put the money to work for you. Put that $10,000 to get that certificate. 5,000 buys the certificate, 5,000 loads it. What does that do for you? Well, when you look at the program, you get 4.15% per week. And that 4.15% is on the load amount. Understanding what you're talking about is over $208 every week for 78 weeks. Family, that's $16,000. And oh, by the way, the compounding effect is going to take effect for you. That's $630. Now, again, we encourage you to apply a little discipline. Allow that to work on your behalf. Allow it to compound. You're talking about over almost $50,000, $49,000. If you add the $49,000 and the $16,000, family, that's $65,000. Now, all I'm going to say is this. What did you do? You started with $2,000 and you applied this thing that most people don't want to talk about. It's called discipline. Allow compound recruiting to work on your behalf, or compound interest to work on your behalf. Then what we strongly suggest, if you made $65,000, take 60 of it and bump up to the HERA. The HERA is, the cost of the certificate is $25,000. To load it is $35,000. 35 and 25 is $60,000, family. Now, how much did you come out of pocket here? You started with $2,000. It's still on that $2,000. Now, your 4.15% per week, that's $1,000 a week. For 78 weeks, that's over $80,000, family. And oh, by the way, the money that is working in the portfolio, the $3,750, if you allow that to compound at 6% interest, you're talking about $290,000. And what that gives you the ability to do is look at this $375,000 that you have and take $300,000 of it and put it back to work for you. Now, mind you, each one of these certificates is a smart contract. It's 18 months. So if you add it all up, by the time you get to that last certificate, you're roughly right at that 6-year mark. But look at what happens if you get a Zeus certificate. The cost of the certificate is $100,000. To load it, fully loaded, is $200,000. You add that up, that's $300,000. Again, how much did we start with out of pocket? Only $2,000. And all you're doing is allowing it to work for you. But the money that you get on a weekly basis is $4,150. That's on a weekly basis. That's going to add up to over $300,000. But family, the money that you're truly making is when you are compounding this monthly at 6%. Now that 6% isn't average. That's the money that's going to be working for you on the behalf of BD Swiss. And all I'm saying to you is take that $24,000, discipline yourself, and put it to work for 18 months. That will generate, listen carefully, $1.8 million. You add the 1.8 with the 300,000, you have over $2 million. And all I'm saying to you is this. We talked about a 6-year retirement program. And we told you you could earn about 1.5 million. Why did we tell you 1.5? We know that some people may not practice the discipline that's necessary. The discipline is all about allowing compound interest to work on your behalf. When you do that, and Einstein said it's the 8th wonder of the world. It's just math, but it's math that works on your behalf. And that being the case, family, all I can tell you is buckle up, because at 12 o'clock today, we're going to go into detail about this very issue. Back to you, Ms. Sherry.
Thank you so much.